Hello Exiles. Today I'm going to show you how to use Craft to Exile. So I'll show you where to get it, how to download and install it and all that, and how to use the menus, how to use your skills, how to use the skill tree, some basics on crafting, all that kind of stuff. Just a bit of a lowdown. What is Craft to Exile? It is a Minecraft mod pack that's made to kind of mirror the ideas that are in Path of Exile. And I've been playing around with it and having a lot of fun, and I kind of wanted to just share it with you. There are some videos out there showing how to use it, but it's on the old patch. This is the new patch. This is the 1.0.3 version, and there's a lot of changes in this version from previous versions, and so I thought I would make an updated guide just to show you how to use like the basics. Alright, so let's start off with where do we get it from? So your first step is to download CurseForge. And once you have CurseForge downloaded, you just go to Browse, and you just type in Craft to Exile. And it's this one here that says CTE2, Craft to Exile 2 VR Support. And then there'll be a little button here that says Install. You just click Install. Then you can go to your home page, click your Minecraft, and your mod pack will be here. And then it's very important that you click Play when you don't already have your Minecraft running. Now, to be able to play this, you do have to have a copy of Minecraft downloaded. Alright, so I'll go ahead and click play. Alright, a screen like this should come up, and you'll see a little play button, and then next to it, it'll say Craft to Exile Forge, and then the version number next to it, and then you'll just go ahead and click play. If this doesn't show up, then you've messed up something along the way. That will bring you to the login page, and then you'll have the option to go to single player or multiplayer. If you click multiplayer, you'll see a bunch of servers. Some of them you have to have passwords to get into and whatnot. You can play with friends, of course. You've also got your options menu and your mod list. For today's video, I'm just going to go ahead and log into single player. Alright, then my world that I've been working on is there, but I'm going to create a new world just to show you what it looks like to start from fresh. Because one of the things you have to do at the beginning is go through this quest line, and I can't do it on my other world because I've already done it. So I'll just go ahead and create a new world. And then you are met with one of these menus here, and you want to have your mode on survival. You can select whatever difficulty you want, and cheats off. Then, just like regular Minecraft, it does work on a seed system. Every single seed is different. It's not like made or anything like that. So if you have a seed that you know of that you want to play, you can put it in here. Otherwise, you can just get a random seed by just clicking the Create New World button without one in there. And then there's also a more section here for game rules, experiments, and data packs. But I'm just going to go ahead and name this Test World. And we'll just keep it on all the regular settings for now. Okay, so it's loaded me into a new world. This looks like a pretty good world. You might want to restart the seed a couple of times to get something that is relatively flat at the beginning because it's difficult to traverse. You have this like little tiny jump. I don't know, it's not like a normal Minecraft jump. So worlds that have a lot of elevation are kind of hard to navigate. Something else you'll notice is that you'll always spawn in a town, and the town actually has quite a bit of loot. Like if you look in here, there's some like loot chests. There's loot chests everywhere in the towns. Whatever town you go to, if you travel far and wide, you'll run across multiple towns, you'll find loot there as well. And then there's people here as well. Let's say like common, whatever, and then somebody's name. And you'll notice there's like a little skull next to their name, and that's because they're like, you know, giga leveled over you, and they will like murder you if you try to hurt them in any way. So maybe later in the game when you get God mode, you can take their loot or whatever. But right now, they're just, you know, humbly defending the city. Okay, so with that said, let's get into it. The thing that you spawn with at the beginning is this little book. If you use your scroll wheel, you can change the position on the skill bar that your cursor is selected on. So we're going to go look into our quest book. Now, I would highly recommend doing the entire quest book quest line. This person won't leave me alone. And the reason for that is because it gives you items, and it gives you really important items. It shows you how to use your skills. It gives you these backpacks that increase your inventory space that you will absolutely need. So it's imperative that you go through this whole quest line, okay? So we're going to go through it today, and I'm going to show you how to use all the different menus and whatnot. So to use an item, you just right-click, All right, so that brings up our quest menu there. And then you click on this top one here, Welcome to Craft of Exile. And then the way to get these quests to like go is to click this button here and then click these rewards, okay? And it's the same with all of them. Okay, so this one here, this just explains basically that the prologue is going to give you an introduction to different systems. And then also here is a backpack to help you along your way. So if we go back into our inventory, if we click E just like in normal Minecraft, it'll bring up our inventory. We can see that there's an iron backpack there now. To use it, you just hover over it in your inventory, you can right click, and then you can access it, and it actually has a sort function too. So keeping this on you is going to be really important. It just helps you, get your loot all organized and be able to pick up more stuff. There's actually 2 backpacks in this quest line. There's another one called a master backpack that has stuff that's like slots specifically for the mod pack items, and we'll get to that later on in the video. All right, so let's continue on here. There's a VR support thing. I'm going to skip this for now. Basically, this just gives you a pair of sunglasses, but if you are doing VR, you should go and check this out. All right, then it talks about money. Now, money is used to buy quite a few things, and it's actually used in the crafting as well, so it's definitely important to keep track of your money. So if we click this tasks here and we get our reward, we get a little money pouch. And if we click E, what we can do is go into our accessories tab here. That's like little necklace thing. And then all of our accessories will show up on the sides, accessory slots. So you have like a necklace, a back, a ring, a body, a ring, a wallet, charm, belt, head, and codex. So we'll take our wallet and put it in the wallet slot. Now, whenever we pick up coins, it'll go into our wallet. And similar to the other items, if you just put it on your bar and you click into it, you can see the money in your wallet. All right, let's keep going. So we've got that one done. Keybinds. This just tells you that you can change your keybinds. Yeah, if you go into escape into the options, that's how you access that. This is pretty nice. It gives you a gold coin. Gold coins are a little bit more rare too. Okay, character stats. Now it's going to tell you where to look at your character stats. So we'll just grab these things here, and I'll just kind of show you. Basically, if you click E and you go into the mine and slash hub, you'll have all your stats brought up. So just going over this page here, on the top, you have your attribute points. You have strength, int, and dexterity, and they all do different things. If you hover it, it'll tell you what it actually gives you. And you can get these from gear. You can get attribute points from the talent tree, and we'll get into that in a little bit there. So that's the first thing. Then you also see things like health, magic shield, mana, energy. Health is your health bar up here. Oh, we're getting a storm. I might have to finish this video later. We'll see. Hopefully the storm holds off. Okay, so we've got the health, magic shield. This is like an energy shield. It like protects your health. Your damage goes through this first, just like a Path of Exile. And then energy, which is like you use that to use certain skills, and your mana as well. Then you've got your crit chance, crit damage, armor, dodge, fire res, cold res, lightning res, and chaos res. So all this looks pretty familiar if you're a Path of Exile player for sure. Okay, then there's a whole bit on party play here and land claiming. I'm going to skip that for this video. Basically, this just tells you that there's an item that you can use that can claim land, but if you're doing solo, then this isn't really too important. Although you can, I think there is a way that you can claim land and make sure that enemies don't spawn in that specific spot. So later on in the game, once you find a base location, this is something that you might want to look into. Okay, then the talent tree. So we'll go ahead and click all of our stuff here. And the talent tree, you find the talent tree in that same spot. You go to the mine and slash hub, and then it's actually this one down here, which is talents. And just like in Path of Exile, you have different stats kind of in different areas of the tree. So if I look here, we've got the staff, the dagger, the bow, the spear, the axe, and the hammer. And so this area down here is kind of like more melee stuff. This is kind of hybrid melee and ranged. This is ranged stuff. Summon stuff seems to be up here. So there's some golem stuff up in this area. This is like spell damage stuff. And this is like elemental stuff mostly. So that's kind of like where you want to be heading, depending on what class you end up taking. I'll come back and choose a class here in a second. We'll be getting there very shortly. Okay, then the rest of the GUI, the character menu lets you save and load different characters. So let me just go into that and show you that there. If you go to characters here, you can create a character and you can have up to 3 characters in the same game world. And it actually creates like almost like a copy of your current character, but at level 1 is the way it works. Okay, your first weapon. So we'll go ahead and click this. Now, there's a couple different types of weapons, as they say here. You've got like a close range kind of melee, you've got a spellcaster, and an archer set of weapons. So with melee, you're just like swinging it and hitting it physically. With the ranged, you need to have a ranged weapon, and then you also need to carry arrows on you. And for the magic one, the magic staves actually have a skill on them, almost like in Path of Exile 2. And you get to put that skill on your hotbars. So depending on what you like and what you're interested in, you can choose a different one. For the sake of this, I'm just going to choose a simple sword. All right, then I go into my inventory, and it's made me a sword. Now the problem here is it says strength minimum 2. Okay, so now we go back into our attributes here, and I need at least 2 strength, so I'll go ahead and click that. And because I'm going swords, why don't I go ahead and put some talent points in as well. So I could go like elemental, I could go axe, I could go dagger side. You'll notice that these give you basic stats. I really do like this start because it has a lot of attack speed. So I think I might just start off with the dagger. And then we'll just get some, we'll just go all in on attack speed here. The next point's 12% attack speed. Alright, so now I've got enough strength to put this sword on. And if I scroll over to it on my wheel, I can swing the sword. Now, one thing you'll notice is if I have a block selected, it'll just try to mine the block, it won't swing. And then if I don't have a block selected, like I'm aiming outwards, it'll swing the sword. So if you're like not swinging, or your guy's doing this motion, that means that your camera is in the wrong spot and you need to swing your sword like at the enemy. I don't want to accidentally hit this guy because he'll mess me up. Let's get away from that. Okay, so that's how you do it there. And you can actually hold it down as well. Just hold down the left click and it'll do its like little combo jab thing. Okay, let's continue on. All right, getting gear souls. Gear souls is really important. This is the main crafting system in this game, and I'll show you on my main guy later on. I'll hop into the other world. I'll show you how to do the crafting and what benches you need to do the crafting. But for now, I would recommend that you read this because this one is actually kind of important to read. But I'll just kind of give you the lowdown, the TLDR version. So basically, you'll find items like this out in the wild. They'll just drop from enemies, and they'll be like plain white items, and they'll say something along the lines of, this gear lacks a soul. So then you can get these stat soul shards, and you can craft these at a bench. I think they might drop as well, although I haven't really seen very many drop. And then you can use one of these stat souls on your blank white item to make it higher quality. So if we look now, it's got like, you know, pretty poor stats. And I click on it, I apply it, and then now it's chilled imp dagger. It's got 10 weapon damage. It's giving me mana back on hit, 15% attack speed, and increased cold damage. So now this is a pretty significantly better than before. It is getting dark now too, so now enemies will start coming out. So you might have to watch out for that in a bit. If you want to get away from enemies in this game, you want to go into a house, find a bed that's not being slept in, and sleep in that bed. Anyway, I won't do that yet. I'll just close this door and hopefully nothing comes in and tries to eat me while I'm doing the tutorial. We'll go ahead and shut that door. Alright, let's continue on with the tutorial. Oh, combat! Okay, well this is perfect timing because now we are in nighttime, and in nighttime, enemies will spawn. So what this page here tells you is that you have a dodge roll. That's alt. Left alt, you can use your dodge roll. Now it does have a cooldown. I'll spam it here. You'll see it's got a decently long cooldown, maybe like 2 seconds or something like that. All right, just when you do that quest, they will give you a zombie egg. So I'll use this zombie egg. Let me just get out of town here so I have more space to work with. Okay, I'll use this zombie egg. Zombie has been spawned. Okay, the iron golem is gonna go mess it up. Okay, I killed it. Now I've got some experience points, and it'll drop loot as well. If I go out into the wild, if you notice on the mini-map, you can see there's like red dots everywhere. There's like a cluster of enemies over here by the looks of it. So let's go over and head over and fight some things. Okay, that's a creeper, so we want to stay away. Okay, now I don't really have too much. I don't have any like classes chosen or any skills yet, so I'm just like, you know, smacking things with my dagger, and that's basically it. Okay, sweet. Can't do a whole lot before level 5, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get level 5 real quick. Beating back. We're getting beat around with this guy. Alright, I'm gonna take my loot and go into a house here and run away. I got beat down a little bit there. That's okay. Dying in this game isn't too big of a deal, especially at the beginning. You only lose experience after level 50. They kind of just expect that you're going to... oh my goodness. Back, foul beasties! Break down that door. Good lord. Okay. Let's continue on with the quests. Okay, skills, support, and augment gems. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about skills. So skills, the way that you get a skill is you go into your class, you can select skills, and then you can put augments on them after. And there's also these kind of like aura augments. So I'm going to grab all these things. We'll do bleed chance. I'll put the... I'll get energy. I feel like I need defense. Okay, so let me show you how to do all this. So we go to our mine and slash hub. If you go to classes, you can pick a class. There's a number of different ones: rogue, elementalist, chronomancer, fighter. I'd suggest going through all of these and reading all of their skills just so you can get an idea of like what you want to do. Now, the reason I leveled up to level 5 is because at level 5 we get access to our second tier of skills, and we get our passives here. So I think it's nice to not have to only just do things in the one level. Like you can, you know, you might not want to waste your points. You might want to just do something in the second level. Okay, so I think I'm gonna dual class rogue and something else. In this game, you can have up to 2 classes. So I'm gonna go with double strike. I'll put a point into that. I'll put a point into sharpen. This is kind of like a an aura around me, or like a buff. And then I've got 2 passive points. So we've got attack speed and energy regen. I'll get some of that. I've got 3 points left over. Now I can put more points into double strike or more points into sharpen to make them more powerful. Or I could get another skill. Let me get this Crusader one here, Prayer. That's really good too. Okay, so now that we've chosen our skills, how do we put them on our skill hotbar? So we go to skill hotbar, and then anything that we've chosen from our classes section, they'll show up here. So double strike, sharpen, and prayer. Now prayer was the like one buff. It also says you need a mine and slash weapon. So you see I click that there. You see, notice that my cursor is on the book. But if I swap over to sword, now that I've got a weapon equipped, I can actually use the combat abilities. So you can only use the combat abilities when you have your weapon in your hand. Okay, so I'll use that. That's a aura. Little buff there. Alright, and it's on. And now if I use R, it's like it'll do like a double slash. So basically I can just spam this, and then every once in a while I can do an R. double slash, that's more damage. All right, so now I'm in pretty good shape to go out adventuring. Let's continue on with our quest book and finish off these last quests so we can get down to our master backpack. Okay, so the spell bar, I just explained that, so I'm not going to go into that. That one's pretty straightforward. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention, though, with the hotbar is in this game, there's like personal buffs that you can get, similar to like auras in Path of Exile. So like, you know how like if you have like a hatred aura, for example, it's like, 50% reservation. So there is a reservation, and the reservation total amount is 100. So here I have an energy regen augment. You see it says Augment Reservation 25. So that means that if I put this here, it'll use up 25 of that. You see it goes down to 75. And you can have as many of these as you want, as long as they don't go down below 0. And you can't have more than one of the same one. So I can't have one more energy regen one. I'd have to get a different one, like a mana regen or a life regen or some sort of damage one or something like that. And then also notice up here, I've got support gem slots, but I don't have that many points into any of these, so I can't really put any gem slots in here yet because I just don't have enough levels. All right, suit up. Now this is another reason why I said do this quest line before you go out and loot a bunch of stuff, because you'll have more space in your inventory for all this stuff. You have a chance to get leather, plate, or cloth armor. So plate armor is armor-based, leather armor is dodge, and cloth armor is like the energy shield. So for this build, since I'm going down the like shadow area, I think I'm gonna take the leather set actually. Get lots and lots of dodge. Okay, then you just equip it onto your person. And you can upgrade this gear. If you notice, it says socket in it. So once we get some sockets, we can actually put runes and sockets in there. And very much like in Diablo 2, there's like some pretty powerful runes. And sometimes you can get pieces of gear with multiple sockets, and those are actually really powerful. Just like in D2. Okay, blocking. Now, blocking in this game, you can get... from this reward here, you can get a shield, tome, or totem. If you want to block, the way that you do it is you click your left alt. Now, with this choice reward, you get a shield, a tome, or totem. Now, the shield is pretty self-explanatory. It gives you, like, block percent. The tome gives you a flat energy shield amount, just like in PoE, like with those the energy shields. And totem actually gives you dodge rating. So for this build, I think I'm actually going to go for a totem. And then, so what you do with this is you put it in your offhand, just like so. The shield, the tome, or the totem can all go here. So you can see here, it's got dodge rating, some LE res, and some gear defense on it. All right, for our next one, we've got gems and runes. So I'll click all this stuff off here. Now these runes, the way that you use this is you simply just click them and slot them into your gear. So this one here. Attack hits leech health, or we can have health regen. Pretty significant amount of regen, so I'm going to put that on my armor. Alright, what else we got here? Lightning damage, lightning res, or magic find. Now, the yellow ones, I like to save these for jewelry, because I feel like the magic find is really good. Alright, then we have crit damage, energy, and dexterity. So I might actually just put this one on my weapon. Get some extra crit damage. Alright, so now my next task is to go kill a skeleton. In the daytime, there's not a whole lot of those kinds of things roaming around, but we can go out and find one. We might have to meet back. Alright, finally I found a skeleton. My god, it took forever. Okay, sweet. Oh look. Cracked emerald. Got too much crap. Oh my god, a 19% magic find amulet. Holy. With a socket. That thing is nasty. What the heck? Damn! Okay, well, we're gonna put that on. Alright, that brings us to our next quest, although I gotta get out of this spot. Might have to kill this guy before I go in, or else he's just gonna break down the door. Alright, the double strike is feeling pretty good. Die, worm! Hello, Gregory! What does he have? Big bleed weapon. Alright, I might actually, I'll trade you. Well, I'll give him something back. Okay, let's keep going in the quest. Just kidding. Hold on, I'm sorry I awakened you. Okay, let me look away from that before I click. Okay, so we did that. Okay, now this page here just explains that as you kill monsters in a zone, you get less and less and less experience from them. So basically, you want to be moving around constantly. The loot gets worse, the experience gets worse. Think of it like in PoE, when you're in like a low-level zone, you just get like a magic find penalty. Same kind of idea here. Okay, Waystones. So basically, the way that Waystones work is that there's like these Waystones around, and there's one in this town here somewhere. I swear I saw it earlier on. But basically, it's like a big stone pillar, and you can like attune to it. And once you find one, then you can always use your Waystone scrolls to go back to it. Here it is. All right, so this is what the Waystone looks like. All right, so now I've activated it. Now, if I want to use the Waystone card, I can, and it will always take me back here. These are usually in most of the towns I've noticed, so look around your town, see if you can try to find one. Oh, by the way, while I'm here, I just found this nice house. It's like really open, and has lots of space and some nice amenities already. If I wanted to make this my house, what I could do is I could click the map. I could create a waypoint here. Call it house. And then now it's on the map. You can see there's like the red H there. And when I'm out, I can always find my way back home by looking at the map and my compass and heading back towards my house. That's a good way to like not get lost. Okay, on to heart containers. So basically, this is kind of like in Zelda, where you pick up heart containers, you get more life. Each one gives you 2 life, up to a maximum of 200, so you can collect 100 heart containers. Sometimes you'll find these like, they're like little mini towers, and they'll trade spirit orbs for heart containers. Alright, managing your inventory. So, this master backpack is probably your most important item in the game. You must absolutely not lose this, because this is such a useful item. Okay, it has a lot of different slots for different types of things. So gear will go into here, maps, currency, skills, and profession stuff. And actually, if you go up to a chest and you have like a bunch of stuff in your chest, there's a little button on the chest that'll allow you to auto sort things into your master backpack. So yeah, the master backpack, iron backpack combo, you definitely want to have these on you at all times because they can help you manage your inventory. And unlike in some versions of Minecraft, you actually don't lose all your stuff when you die. You do lose durability in your gear, but you don't lose your gear. So yeah, it's definitely worth always having on you. There's no reason not to carry it, even if you're in a dangerous situation. All right, and then the last one here is just to explore. I'm gonna go ahead and choose a sword there. Alright, now, with that being said, I'm going to swap over to my other account where I have, like, all my crafting stuff set up so I can just show you guys the crafting system and how that works, because I feel like that's, like, the next thing that you need to know if you're going to play this game. Alright, welcome to my humble abode. This is my other character. This guy, he is a spirit dog summoner, so I've got, this aura, and then these spirit wolves here, which are really cool. We have like 3 of them at the beginning, get some more later on. But that's not what we're doing here. What we're going to do here is talk about the different crafting options. So there's 3 benches that you need here to do crafting, okay? You need your regular crafting table. That's just, Minecraft standard. Then you need a salvaging station and a gear crafting station. Now, I want to talk really briefly about salvaging. There's 2 ways to salvage. The one way is you can use this bench to just salvage things in your inventory. Make sure I don't accidentally salvage my gear. I don't know why it's all in my inventory there, but yeah, put that back on. If I have a piece of gear, I can put it in there and it'll spit out shards. So let me just show you here. I go into my master backpack. If you go to currency, you can see these uncommon stones and common stones. When you break down common gear, like the white gear, you get common stones. When you break down green gear, you get uncommon. And when you break down blue, you get rare, and so on and so forth. You definitely want to be breaking these down. Having these stones is really important because they actually serve a purpose. I'll just put them in my inventory for now so I can show you. If I've got damaged gear, like here, you can see this is like durability 62 out of 75. If I use my common stone on it, it'll fix it and repair it so that I don't accidentally lose the piece of gear. And then the other way that you can salvage is you can go into the salvaging screen here, and you can auto salvage gear as it drops. Think of this as like a loot filter in Path of Exile. You just like don't want common gear to drop anymore. Well, you can turn all of this on so that all the common gear just drops as the salvage gear. And same thing for green and blue and so on and so forth. I have all the basically everything but skills salvaged for green and white. That way I'm only seeing the blue gear dropping and everything else drops white or everything drops blue and above, basically. Everything else gets salvaged. All right, then once you've got your salvage gear, you can craft with those crafting materials. And to do that, you'll need a gear crafting station. Now, to get these crafting benches, I should mention, if you go into your crafting table, you can just search down here. So I look up the salvaging bench, the salvaging station it's called. This is the recipe for it. Just get the stones and then 1 common stone, which you get pretty commonly, actually. These drop just generally from monsters. And then for the gear crafting station, you need wood, surrounded by wood, and then spiritual ore in the center. Again, this drops from monsters, but you can also mine this up as well. So once you have those 2 benches, then you go over to your gear crafting station, and a list of all of these things will appear on the side. I just type in gear if you want this to come up easier. And if you look, there's a bunch of different qualities of gear that you can craft. So this one here, these are all armor souls, by the way. So like, remember at the beginning of the video, I showed you with the dagger, how you put the soul onto the common item. You do the same thing here. So like, let's say, for example, I wanted a blue piece of gear. I would click into this, and then I would need all of these things to get a blue rare armor soul. So I would need 2 iron ingots, an iron coin, 3 spiritual ore, 2 rare stones, and a leather. And then one other thing you can do, let me just click back into that, is you can set it as default recipe. And that way, once you start putting these things in, it'll like fill out across the bottom here. You can see like now it shows me the recipe. So as long as I've got these things in my inventory, which I have many of them in my inventory, I should be able to craft something, right? And that's basically it. So you craft that gear, and then you put it on a white piece of gear. Now, what gear can be crafted on? Anything that looks something like this, it'll be either a white label that says this gear lacks a soul, or it'll be kind of like a shinier version of a white item that's kind of got like a cayenne blue nameplate, and it'll also say this gear lacks a soul. So these are like kind of upgraded normal items, I guess. They've got like some extra thing, like this one here says Unbreaking 2. I think they're like enchanted or whatever, right? I guess that's like the Minecraft term, they're enchanted. And that's where you put the souls on those things once you craft it. So that's pretty much it for the crafting. And then the other benches that will come in handy. There's a cartography table. This helps you make maps. There is an upgrade gear smithing table here. I've actually not used this before, but there is. I do have. You get like these recipes for smithing, and then your regular old stuff that you just like need for Minecraft, which is like your furnace, your blast furnace, and your smoker. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So some general tips when you're out, you know, fighting, and I'll go out and I'll just fight some stuff so you can kind of just see me swinging my staff around and killing things. Always make sure that you set a place as your home by sleeping in a bed. Make sure that that place is where you're storing all of your like gear and your like chests and whatnot. Try to make sure that it's also a place that has a waypoint. If your starter city doesn't have a waypoint, I would honestly reload the seed and try to get one that does. Or you could always go out and like explore for a bit and just like run a long way so you find another city that does have a waypoint. Because again, just being able to teleport back to your waypoint is like really important. This city didn't have one, or I couldn't find it anyway. But yeah. So I might end up remaking this at some point. Alright, and that's it for the video for today. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps grow the channel. Thanks guys, and see you next time.